priest said that I suspect a very dangerous thing is coming towards the state's destiny. At that moment, Maharaja heaved a sigh, and then he had commented that maybe I am the last king of independent Tripura. Jai Maa Tripurasundari. Today we are going to talk about some myths that have been long popular since the time immemorial. Here the priests who have been involved in the regular service to the deity of Mata Tripurasundari have seen incidents which can be described as supernatural or maybe paranormal. What has happened with the very popular priest Shri Chakraborty? One day there was flow of tears from Maa's idol. Once it was observed by the cook of the temple, and he had pointed it out to the priest of that day, that is Shri Chakraborty. At that moment, he had frozen and he was shocked, but he did not let it be evident in front of the cook. He tried to resolve the situation by saying that idol is sweating because of application of vermilion, as it was sweating because of too much of vermilion or humidity. But nevertheless, this incident had reached the ears of the Maharaja. The Maharaj, Shri Bikram Kishore Manikya, had sent a call to Purohit Shri Chakraborty to know in details. He had ensured total safety to the priest as he opened up to the Maharaja. Priest said that I suspect a very dangerous thing is coming towards the state's destiny. At that moment, Maharaja heaved a sigh, and then he had commented that maybe I am the last king of independent Tripura. After that, the merger had happened also. Maharaja was not doing very well health-wise at that moment. After a few days, he had observed a vision of Mata Tripurasundari asking for a silver trishul to be given to her. Within very few days, Maharaja arranged for it and gave it to Shri Mata Tripurasundari. You can see that trishul when you come to this temple now, which has the name of Maharaja Bikram Kishore Manikya inscribed on it. There are multiple such incidents that had occurred during the time of Shri Chakraborty and even later on. What had happened one day was that Shri Chakraborty asked his son, Shri Chakraborty, to come and learn about the ritualistic affairs of the temple. Chakraborty was not a believer in God. He termed the activities done by his father as mere show, and he had no belief in the deity of Mata Tripurasundari. At that moment, his father had forced him to come to the temple on the occasion of Amavasya so that he could learn about the affairs that go on in the temple, about the rituals so that he could learn. At that moment, though he was forced, Chakraborty was stubborn and asked his father to prove that the deity is alive and not merely a stone. At that moment, Shri Chakraborty smiled and told his son to touch the feet of the deity. At that moment, since it's made of black touchstone, the deity should have felt cold. But to the surprise of Shri Chakraborty, the feet of Ma was very warm, just like a human being. At that moment, there was realization in Shri Chakraborty's life, and he had understood that he had done a mistake. He then went forward and learned the rituals that need to be performed, as well as serving the mother for 36 long years, since the age of 23 to the age of 59. Again, when Shri Chakraborty had died, we have been told that there were incidents of great storms, thunderstorms, etc. when he had left his material body. There was also comment that Ma had again cried, and it was evident to those in the temple.